Hey there, welcome back to another video. This is another paid request, this time from Marv. Thank you so much for that. For those interested in requesting any type of videos, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. And this is for, or it's over there, wherever, again, I keep thinking it's down there, but anyway, it's in the info box wherever YouTube put it. But anyway, this is for Skin Deep. And I did not know what this was until I saw the poster, and I went, oh, I recognize that poster. I never saw the film, but I do recognize that poster. And it came around 2004. Very low budget horror film that it's not a good movie. I don't like the film. But at the same time, I almost kind of had fun with how bonkers and weird it got. It does have gore in it. And it is meant to be comedic and horror, and at times it is bonkers. But it's really, really bad acting, cinematography, camera work. You tell the production values are really cheap on that front. There are mistakes throughout the film. Again, there's gore and there's weirdness. It feels like it's like just pulling stuff out of their ass to put in there and see what sticks on the wall. And I almost kind of commend that with how much of a low budget they obviously had on this. And I like the look of the main killer, the Surgeon General, with like the steel trap jaw. I don't mind the look of that. There are times that you can almost say you can laugh at the film. Because one of the killers is Warwick Davis. Yes, from Leprechaun, Willow. As this guy named Plates, who's all in white, like he's ready to sell you some milk or ice cream, who's got like powder on his face too, it looks like, short haircut, has a backpack with plates in it that he throws at people. He's all like skittish and and he's like doing these weird dance poses when he throws dishes. And like part of this family, there's a guy with a giant brain who I guess is the nicest guy in the family. There's some weird stuff in this, but I mean, the acting is god awful. Maybe some people would laugh at how bad the acting is, though. It is a weird ass movie. I mean, the basis is The Hills of Eyes and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. This is about a family of four: a mom, a dad, a older sister, and a younger brother. They're driving around. They get a flat. Their car gets screwed up. They find some help. They go to this place where this woman named Granny is there, who has to be the worst, one of the worst actresses I've ever seen in my damn life. I don't know if she was dubbed or she was just that damn bad. And yeah, I would show footage, but YouTube gets mad at me when I use footage. But this Granny is one of the worst actors I've ever seen in my life. I'm not even, for me personally, one of the worst actors I've ever seen. And when I said mistakes, like, let me backtrack. The opening where this old man is driving, and it feels like they wanted to do their own version of the opening of Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, which is much better than this. I like that movie. Where someone is driving, and then the killers are in a truck, and they're driving alongside, and they're messing with the other vehicle until they ultimately kill that person. I thought it was done much better in Chainsaw Massacre 2. Here, the killer has this chain with a hook that they keep throwing. It screws the guy up, flips the truck. The bad guy goes up. By the way, when the car crashes, it just keeps coming back to a guy's pecs, biceps. I'm like, why all of a sudden are we seeing someone's arms and pecs? There's nobody in this scene. You find out later who that is, but why that editing, I have no idea. It's like a character we're not going to see until like the last 10 minutes of the movie. And it just seems confusing here where the person's not there, they're not at the scene. Just car crash, bicep, pec, bicep. What the fuck? What is going on here? So the old guy gets killed off screen. And they decided to wreck the car. I don't know why they're wrecking the car. I guess for the giggles. Because I don't see them stealing parts. They're just wrecking it. And then during the credits, when it's at the DP credit, the director of photography credit, right? The old guy's dead. But his head starts moving like this. Like he's face down. Okay, he's like... Imagine him face down here. And the DP credit. And then his head just it starts moving like this. I'm like, I thought he was dead. You hear that he dies. Then here's and they're smashing the car. But then here's the old man going... I'm like... Is that why during that scene they zoom in? As if, oh crap, he's moving his head. Could you zoom in? How about you just cut the scene? Have another scene, them breaking it or something, and don't use that scene where the dead guy is moving his head, and this is within the first 5 minutes, or whatever the hell long it was. I guess during the credits, when the DP's credit, you see the guy moving his head who's dead. It's like... I'm sitting there going, oh man, I'm in for a winner here. Winner, chicken dinner. And then I get to the acting, and the characters are annoying. That's why I'm glad when they die, because they're annoying. This family's annoying, because they're so terribly acted. The mom, the dad, the lead teen. I bet they haven't done anything since. If so, I weep, because that means a better actor lost a job as these actors. I don't know if they were told to be bad on purpose, which just makes it more obnoxious, or they're just this sincerely bad. But for me, they didn't have a charm of an Eric Freeman in Silent Night, Deadly Night 2, or even some of the people in Troll 2. This was just bad. And then again, the car gets screwed up, and they meet this old woman named Granny, who I still maintain is one of the worst actors I've ever seen in my life. I kept trying to think whether her voice was dubbed or not. So they go to the obvious nut house, like they go in, and they literally see all this weird stuff hanging around, and they oh, must be good to eat. What's on the menu? Your death certificate. You deserve it. And so there's Warwick Davis as plates. There's the Surgeon General across that you can literally tell just has someone's skin on his face. And no one bats an eye. The mom takes a picture. And the surgeon, thank God, the Surgeon General killer was might be the most likable person in the movie, and he's the killer killing innocent people. But because I like the look of the killer, and he killed some of these annoying characters, he kind of was the most likable person in the movie. And thank God his mom dies because she was horrible. And her throat gets slit. I'm like, thank God. And then, like, chaos has happened. The dad... Oh, no, I'm sorry. I'm spoiling the film. Spoilers, folks. Spoilers. Then the dad gets killed. And the older daughter and the little kid run off for what feels like forever. The killer goes up to the kid, does this. The kid goes, "You missed." And then you see like behind where the little kid splits in half. Granted, you see from the back is up close, so like okay, the idea, oh, a kid was split in half. I'm like, well, this kid deserves it, so I'm fine with that. Some fun practical effects. I mean, they are low budget, but they're fun to watch. So the girl gets captured. She wakes up in a newspaper room. And the reason she's alive is the other part of the family, Mr. Brain, uh, a guy in like redneck overalls with dirt on him, or I don't know if it's dirt or crap, has a big old brain on him, eats some soup and money. That's what he serves her food, which is soup and money. So apparently this family eats money. Do they shit out nickels and dimes as well? So they eat money. Is that what, like, I wonder if like this family eats money, but then when they don't, I need some change, pull their arm down, right out of their ass, like a slot machine. So that's what I mean by like this weird stuff. Like, okay, I've never seen a movie where someone says, "Here's some food and it's some money." This newspaper room that there's a door underneath, and she goes down the steps and kind of this weird dungeon basement with all these decorations that I need you to tell they're trying to go for that Chainsaw Massacre, more so Chainsaw Massacre 2 feel with the underground part in the third act of that film. I guess the set design is alright for what little budget they had. Does this seem like a weird, creepy place? This is his biker, which he just killed off screen. She just captured. Again, they keep her alive because Mr. Brain lights her. And they're talking about these weird tangents. Again, okay, not every day you see a kid split in half. The Warwick Davis, Willow himself with the plates and the like powder stuff on his face and the ice cream man suit. The Brain tells a fantasy he has, and it cuts to him, this fantasy of him in a city running naked. And they say some explanation. I forgot what the hell it was. I'm like, I don't want to see a guy naked with or without his big brain. Okay, man. And they really did film this guy running naked in the city. Hopefully it wasn't rush hour. So even though this guy lights her, and you tell like he's not partial to the killing, but at the same time he doesn't do anything about it. It leads to the other people tying her to the front of a vehicle, and they drive towards this random group of folks who want to play chicken, and then they realize there's a girl there, so they turn. They get outrun. I guess none of them have guns or stuff. Granted, I'm kind of sitting there going, like, I guess maybe they're thinking, well, they can't ram the truck because they'll hurt the girl, but at the same time, you don't want to die, and you have a bunch of friends you don't want to die, so maybe that's a risk you would have to take. Try to bounce them. Like when they're on the side, try to bounce them, try to knock them or something. But these are a bunch of fools. The killer gets in there, kills a couple of them. Some decent gore. the killer chases one big fat guy, which I don't buy that he's able to run that far to outrun the killer. Until finally he gets to a lake, and I guess he's like, I don't. Maybe he doesn't know how to swim, and he thinks that's worse. Let's see, a guy who killed a bunch of my friends with this lockjaw thing, or some water. I think the water steers, so I just stand there so he can drown my ass. Okay, good job, buddy. Bravo. And there's one guy left, and they make her drown the guy with dirt. And Mr. Brain says, "Oh, don't do it. You're corrupting her. Don't do it." Well, I'm like, then do something, dude. With your big ass brain. So then it cuts to Mr. Brain with her in like another newspaper room. And then she doesn't seem too perturbed that she was forced to kill someone. But she does rip a piece of his brain out. He dies. And this is what I'm talking about, like the weird factor. Alphabet blocks fall out of his brain. And it's like they spell good or nice or love. They spell love. She steps on it and then they spell hate. I'm like, what the hell is this movie? Why were there alphabet blocks? Why does he have such a big brain? Why are there alphabet blocks going out of his brain? And the alphabet blocks are alive? What's this? A dragon lives in the cellar? Robocop comes in and shoots everybody? I wish. What the hell? So some bikers come in because one of their buddies we saw killed, well, off screen was killed. So they want revenge. But it's so that the it's so that Warwick Davis and the other, they have stuff to do while our lead girl tries to escape. Now, these bikers are pretty stupid because someone like goes up they know their friend is missing. Not only that, they know he's dead because they found his jacket with blood on it. Like one or two of them found it, so they went back to get the others, and that's why they're here to raise some cane. So they find some person who's literally like, let me put this on your forehead, and let me put this. I'm like, no, I don't know who the hell you are. A friend of ours dead. Fuck out of my face before you did a. But these little things that look like something that you get from your car, apparently they're also bombs. And so you get some goofy gore, people's heads exploding, or limbs explode, like a hand and two or so heads explode. Kind of fun gore. I'm like, that's what I mean. Like, part of me kind of appreciated the bonkers quality of this more so than other films. But then it's like, well, it best like see like a highlight reel than the movie, because again, it is ineptly made. It's not a good looking film. The acting sucks, but it does have some goofy gore and some weird stuff. And actually, I take that back. I said the killer. No, my favorite person in the movie, I forget his name, is this old guy who takes his shirt off. It's like, come on, and goes against Warwick Davis and beats the hell out of Warwick Davis. Beats the hell out of him, punching him left and right. Takes his head and tears off Warwick Davis's head, throws it, and you hear the head go, ah, and it hits a vehicle. And the old man's victorious, gets with his woman, they walk away, and they survive. I'm like, you know what? That old dude, that's my favorite person in the movie. I take that back. That guy's my favorite. Because he's like a very old white beard guy, but he takes his shirt off and he's got like muscles, or somewhat muscles. Well, I guess more muscles than I do, so there you go. And tears off the head. I'm like, okay. Can this guy be in more in the movie? Can he be the lead? So while that's happening, the lead girl, who is a terrible actress, fucking awful. Granny is like plugged into something. She unplugs it, and then the granny dies. And then sees, I guess, the father, which is a bodybuilder with no head. Some about experimentations. But that's who the pecs were, the biceps were earlier in the film, that weirdly edited bit. It's... Sure. There's just a bodybuilder with no head. Sure. That opens up a stomach and an alien baby comes out. Where she gets attacked. And then when the last villain comes down, the Surgeon General with the lockjaw thing, tries to bite her, she puts the alien baby into its mouth so it rips the head off. Or a piece of the head off. Electrocutes the guy, runs out, grabs a vehicle, hits the guy again, gets out of there, everything blows up. She gets to the cops, the sheriff. Apparently the sheriff is another weirdo with a blade. And instead of running, she just stands there and screams. And literally the entire end credits is her screaming. For like 2-3 minutes straight. I know I'm not going to attempt it because I'm not going to scream because I don't want to screw up my voice. You know how a stream is. Stream. She just screams for 2-3 minutes. Perhaps the worst end credits I've ever witnessed. And that's what I mean. What choice is that about? Why? Why do you do something that's going to annoy the audience? Hey, did you work on this film? Well, tough titty. No one's going to know it because they're not going to watch the credits because they have some annoying lady screaming for 2-3 minutes. No. Well, sorry, post-production, sir, number 5. No one saw your name because they didn't want their ears to bleed more for the consistent screaming. So yeah, I mean, there's some goofy gore. There's some goofy bonker choices. Sorry. That, to be fair, I didn't expect. Like Warwick Davis's role. And like what he'll like throw plates again and then like turn to like do little dances. I mean, what the fuck? Although he wasn't as annoying here as in the Leprechaun films, I'll give you that. And like some of the other stuff I mentioned, but I guess maybe some people can get some enjoyment out of it. I got a little bit of enjoyment, but again, it's like, okay, it has a depressing ending, but I don't like the character, so I'm like, am I really mad she dies? No, because I didn't like her in the first place. But I'm one of those guys that usually, there are exceptions. Yes, there are exceptions. But usually if I watch this kind of film, I want someone to root for, and I want them to live, and I want to root for them throughout the film, so it makes it much more of a worthy journey for me. Again, there are exceptions, but for the most part, that's what I want out of a film, and you don't get that because this character and this actress, as does most of the acting, well, all the acting is completely terrible. All the acting. Maybe you say Warwick Davis does what he can for what he's told to do. But, yeah, the acting is garbage in this movie. The production, again, There's a guy that's supposed to be dead who literally is moving his head in the opening credits of the movie. It was at least short. At least have enough bonker, weird moments that kept me somewhat interested, but yeah. Would I say I'm a fan of the movie? No. But if you like weird bonker movies and you don't mind some of the other aspects, go ahead and see it if you want. We'll see you guys later. Bye bye.